good morning. I'm not sure if you'll be able to hear me. Train, mask, anyway, that's why you're very close. As you would have seen, we're on the train this morning on the way to the city. I thought it would be interesting just to give you a bit of context. The journey is about the same distance as it is from Bath to London Paddington, and the rail fare is about the equivalent of £11, which sounds like a good bargain. However, I will point out, as you would have seen, the rolling stock looks like it's from the 80s, and we're going at about 60 miles an hour, so swings and roundabouts. Here I am in the city. That was a very tedious but uneventful train journey. I don't know if you heard me, but we do seem to creep along at about 60 miles an hour. Lucky we weren't in a hurry. Now we're off to get some breakfast, and first stop after that, collect my passport. There's not so many people here now. I'm afraid I haven't filmed much today. I don't. It's because I have almost no power left. Anyway, suffice it to say, day one was a success. I collected my passport, which I might show you later. Heading back to the hotel. This is where we're going tomorrow. We're off to see Wagner, a performance of Lohengrin. If I spin round, you might just be able to make out the floodlights of the MCG. There's a river going along here, and this is the iconic cityscape of a lot of these Australian cities, such as you don't tend to see, or didn't tend to see back in the UK. Hopefully I'll get to film more tomorrow. Here's some more of this beautiful cityscape. Looking through the buildings. I might as well keep going till I run out of power. I do love being in the city. For me, either I would live right in the middle of the city, I would literally live in that accommodation block, residential accommodation block, or in the middle of nowhere. I don't really like small towns and I don't really like suburbs, but I love being in the thick of the heart of a city. So I don't know if you can hear me over the traffic. Got quite a soft voice naturally. get here. As I say, it might be slow, but it was fine, not uncomfortable. The train station, or as Will would have me say, the railway station, is pretty convenient for the hotel we tend to stay in, which is also convenient for the sorts of things we tend to do here in itself. Go to the theatre, go to the opera, go to the gallery. Our plan is to do something like that tomorrow, but we'll see how it works out. We like to not have too stringent plans because then holiday becomes tyrannical rather than pleasurable. I'll sign off now and I will see you tomorrow. I've got back to the hotel room and I just quickly wanted to show you the view. It actually looks particularly stunning at this sort of time of day, with all the lights coming on. That's the place we're going tomorrow. That's the MCG. That's where the Australian Open is held. I don't know if you can make it out, but there's this amazing mood as well. You can possibly see sort of how green this part of the city is in places. It's very nice. There's some lovely parks around here. And you can possibly make out these hills in the distance, so you can even see a bit of the countryside. At least I think that's countryside. Welcome to dawn on day 2. Still a couple of stars twinkling in the sky. Beautiful golden sunrise over the city, which is already, if I try and pan down, it's already busy. It's in about 6:30 in the morning. Trains and trams and cars. We're in a suburb of Melbourne, and although they're a bit past their best, I've got a real soft spot for this sort of architecture. They all have these bits that come out of the front which cast shadow onto the park, and particularly from the rain. These little buildings, I think they're very attractive. We're just out on Stroll because we've made a pilgrimage to a place that sells amazing jeans, and they're altering them as we speak for Will, so we're just killing a bit of time whilst that happens.
It's so grotesque that I always want to own one.
We stopped at this shop because we were both appalled and amazed by this amazing bedroom suite in this apparently legendary furniture shop. Since we're admiring the architecture, this building captured my attention. Sort of Corinthian capitals to these columns. Very interesting brick building. Let's pick up our jeans, they're in my bag, and we're heading at the tram back into the city. It's the afternoon now, it's early afternoon, and we're on our way up from our hotel to the Botanical Gardens. It's easily walkable, it's a very pleasant walk, and one of the things we pass is the Shrine of Remembrance. I thought I'd maybe go and have a slight closer look with you. It's an extremely striking building. I'm afraid you're not really getting much of a sense of scale, but we're like That's a person on the steps, a fully grown male. And on this area, obviously, there are lots of sculptures as well as the building. And if I spin round, lovely parks and floral tributes, and it's all nestled in this ever expanding, ever rising city landscape. That's all there. I'm doing a sketch such as is wont. Sat opposite a Volvo V70. I dream of owning a Volvo V60. I've never seen one in person though. They're a bit smaller than a V70. Anyway, I suppose this is Top Gear. I thought I'd show my face. You haven't seen a lot of me so far on this trip. Obviously I'm not filming like everything I do because I'm here to have fun. Not that filming isn't fun, but the main reason we're here, changing the subject, the main reason we're here is for the opera, which is tonight. I've mentioned that previously. And we're really looking forward to it. We love Wagner, and this was postponed. I'm not sure if I said this was postponed from 2020. So we're finally getting to go and watch the opera. We're really looking forward to it. So we're off to the Botanical Gardens now, as I've also mentioned, this afternoon. And tomorrow we'll be going to a few galleries, so I'll bring you along for the ride as much as I can then too. It's been a really nice trip so far. Here we are at the Botanical Gardens. Going to have a stroll and make a beeline for a nice cup of tea. Really cool sculptural plants. Maybe I could do something like this at my house. We have had our cups of tea. We're down by a pond. I thought I'd try and film these birds. I don't know what they are, I'm sorry. Do you know what they are, Will?
I think they're called coots.
He thinks they're called coots. I don't know, he's right. Anyway. They're very cool. We're now off on a stroll, and I'll show you some of the interesting and cool plants and things you see on the way. But this is a very extensive gardens, full of largely non-native species, I would say, with some eucalyptus and stuff thrown in. But it's a really nice collection of plants. I love the juxtaposition of the park and the city. Also, can you hear the lovely birds? They're bell miners. Beautiful sound. I love this view. We hot-footed it to the cafe because I really needed a hot drink, but we passed this amazing tree, and I thought I'd show you it on the way back past it. So it's another one of those things where it's difficult to convey scale, but it's a beast. I noticed there was a nice little path down to the pond. I'll go and check it out. Nice bench. Nice little bridge. We're hoping to put a few bridges on our property. Maybe this will inspire us. It's very pretty, but I will say it doesn't smell that nice down here. We're now heading up what's called the Fern Gully. I'm a huge fan of ferns. I'd like to get some more on our own property. It's very atmospheric, very Jurassic Park. Little tiny birds down on the floor. Looking for insects, I think, underneath the leaves. Check this out. Rather gigantic tree. This seems to have other plants growing on it too. Quite nice to see so many plants in flower. Ours are pretty much over for the year, but it's quite a range. We're heading into this glass house, which contains a range of tropical plants. You might go all steamy, but let's see. Lovely. Here's another mighty tree. I assume it's some sort of oak. Let's go have a look. Might be proven wrong. Oh, it's a laurel. That's a magpie lark making that horrible noise. It's a very mighty tree. Oh, there's almost nothing nicer than an absolutely mighty tree. Let's go and see. It's got a plaque. This is an Algerian oak. Let's zoom you in. There. Planted in 1873. Okay, probably this will be the last giant tree. Yeah, there's probably only so many you can stomach, but look at this bad boy. So massive, it's even held together by strings. Can you see them all up in the branches? Check that out. And it's got a rather lovely view over the pond. In case you're interested, we're now on our way back to the hotel. We had a very nice trip to the Botanical Gardens. This is us en route to the opera. This is where we're heading. The big pointy building that you can see from our room. Modelled after a ballerina, I'm led to believe. final day, we're off out for breakfast because we weren't enjoying the hotel breakfasts. I'll update you maybe on the Wagner. No, I'll update you now. The Wagner was amazing, and then we went to a really cool bar afterwards for a few drinks. So last night was awesome, and so far the whole trip has been great. So as I say, yes, off out for some breakfast now, and then gallerying. En route to the gallery. There we go. Yes, that is water. I don't really like recording inside galleries and museums, so I won't for most of it, but I wanted to show you the sea.
Left back to the lockers.
These are outside the gallery. Quite sweet actually, I wouldn't mind some from my own garden. I've left the gallery I was at and I'm heading to meet Will at a different gallery. Pretty roughly where I was at, the collection is focused on other cultures. Where I'm heading to now focuses on Australian artists. They're both extremely interesting. Probably this one is my favourite one, I know it's Will's, but I've lately become obsessed by Renaissance, Baroque and Rococo objects in particular. I went to see what I could see of that. Unfortunately, some of the earlier galleries have closed. So the 13th to 16th century was not available. You hear the sound of the birds coming into roost. Evening approaches.